Hi everyone, it's Paul Lange from Disciplined Trading Strategies with this week's Trade of the Week video. This is for the week ending 6/2 of 2024. We're halfway through the year. Stock was GPS. The date was on Friday, the 31st. This is based on a Tier 1 novice gap, a pretty rare rating. Entry on a 1-minute secondary sign of weakness. It was advanced management and rewards risk 2.5 to 1. That 2.5 to 1 came embarrassingly quick. Don't even want to mention it for now. Before we take a look at that trade, I have a lot of comments on it. Busy week for free members this week at DTS. We have Monday night bi-weekly scanning night. Come join us, as I mentioned in some emails. A lot of trades that I do for the long-term account are on the lists that are presented to you this night. Not all the time, but sometimes they are. And I enjoy looking at your comments and suggestions as well. So come join us Monday night at 5. And Wednesday night, June 5th, 5 o'clock Eastern Time, will be the DTS educational event for free members called The Most Popular Strategy Analyzed. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about that ahead of time, because even introducing the topic or the concept needs some explanation. So I'm going to save the rest of those details until I see you Wednesday at 5 Eastern Time. Here's the trade, a lot of comments. This is the daily chart of GPS, and this is based on a big gap up that's going to happen today. We're going to open right up in here somewhere, just right around 27, maybe a little under where that blue arrow is. And I'm going to be very aggressive in shorting this. Now, when you see the daily chart here, you can tell it actually dropped just maybe a hair more than it rallied from the open price. Naturally, if you went long at the open, wouldn't have been very comfortable and it'd be a very bad trade to be holding it that far against you. Naturally, you could have gone long at the bottom, except no, you couldn't. Everybody's a genius after the fact. And this type of a trade like this, the problem is that it could drop tremendously, and sometimes they don't. That's what I wanted to talk about on this one. This is one of my least favorite strategies, and it has to be pretty perfect for me to take it. The reason you do is because it got a half a week's goal in, I hate to say it, in less than 10 minutes. And that's how they work sometimes. And when they drop that quick, I take them usually off the table, and I did take this very quickly, simply because it's what I call the free money. It doesn't make sense to get that profit and then let it back up on you at that point. Sometimes they keep dropping and you regret it. In this case, I got out pretty much at the low. So the daily chart is showing you where it opened. When you see that daily bar, you see you could have made money either way on this one, except in my view, you really can't. Let me explain that some more as we get to the intraday chart here. The 15-minute chart really not showing you much at all. We just simply opened up here. We went flying lower initially, and then we came screaming back. I shorted the top and got out at the bottoming tail. So there's a 5-minute chart. You see a little more detail here, and the whole short just occurred in that opening 10 minutes. That's all it was. So why focus on short instead of long if it's going either way? Well, number one, I don't know it's going either way. The odds for me on this one, either it was going to drop a lot or just drop at the open. But that type of pattern has a lot of profit taking built into it, and I am relatively sure that the open is going to be the high for the opening minutes while it drops. Now, what I don't know is where the bottom is. Nobody knows that. You never know that on a gap like this. That could have been a little bounce, and then it could have gone completely lower, or it could have come back like it did. So it's easy to look back and say, oh, gee, you could have gone long here. No, you can't. You really can't on this trade. Maybe you did, but I'm just saying over time, statistically, it's very hard to do that. The odds are in analyzing the gap and understanding it's highly likely this will have a drop initially that could last all day or could last a short time. Luckily, I managed this one properly because I got in very aggressively. And I have taken 2 quick targets that ended up being right at the low of the day because I just had built up nice profit. I wasn't going to sit with it. It's what I call the free money. Now, sometimes what happens is it comes back and then it ends up lower at the end of the day. And you look back and you say, wow, we could have made 2 weeks profit. But the problem is you're holding it and it could completely go the other way on you. So you have to have that difficult balance and management between protecting some profits and holding on for the bigger moves. One of the tougher things in trading, naturally, but there's a lot of tricks and secrets to learning how to do that. 1-minute chart, probably the only chart that matters in this case. Once you decide you're going to short the gap up, the only question now is when and where do you get out? So I'd use a very aggressive entry. It was on weakness a little bit. I didn't just short it blindly. And then you can see the targets whenever it was falling pretty quickly. So once I got to that nice profit number, when it started to reverse, I took half, let it go again, and when it started to reverse the second time, I took the second half, and that was the low of the day. So a little bit of luck in the profit taking. First quarter results, I've had a tough couple of weeks over the last month, so I'm going to have to work on getting the second quarter up to that level. But come join us in the DTS Trading Room if you like trades like this, if you like trading the open. This is what I focus on for the most part. I'm not a scalper, even though that last trade did happen very quickly. Normally I'm holding things throughout the morning and sometimes throughout a good part of the afternoon. I'm not looking for trades generally after the morning. Occasionally I am, and more so lately because of the kind of crazy market environment we have been in. If you like this video, come check out the other videos you can access for free on the DTS Free subpage. Prior Trade of the Week videos similar to this one, and also prior educational events. Until next time, this is Paul for DTS. Good trading, everybody.